Alright folks, I'm starting my new video series called The Guns of the Dark Lord. I've had some interesting questions here and there coming through some messages from some fairly odd people. I'm not really the Dark Lord of anything. It is a very tongue-in-cheek thing that somebody called me and I adopted it. And I play off of it. So the guns of the Dark Lord are just my guns that I own and shoot at the shooting range, primarily at paper and metal targets. That's it. And all you weirdos out there who think I am some sort of a Dark Lord, and apparently there is one out there, I'm not. I'm a nerdy guy who likes guns and optics. All right, with that out of the way, the series, The Guns of the Dark Lord, cannot be started with anything other than the fix. I've had this gun for a long time, and this is a very, very early version of the fix rifle. That serial number is 0003. Originally they offered them with different accents, and blue meant 308, and that's what this gun is. It first came to me with a different barrel, and then I got another one. It is still a 308, but it is now a 24-inch proof research 308. The gun is accurate, it gives me good velocities, and this is a gun that I like to use for both hunting and general practice and target shooting and shooting far away. 308 is not the most fashionable cartridge to do that, but it works for me. I can't complain. I am doing this video at the shooting range, and as you can hear in the background noise, there is a guy at the adjacent bay who has surprisingly a lot of ammo given the shortages, but more power to him. Why I like the fix? For several reasons. This package as is, with scope, mount, bipod and everything, weighs right around 10 pounds. The rifle bare as is weighs a hair under 7 pounds, with a thicker butt pad and all that sort of business. It is probably a good way to determine this. It's a do-everything rifle. It is a truly modern, general-purpose rifle. There is no separate receiver and chassis like you see with a lot of more traditional guns out there. What you see here, this thing over here, that is the receiver. It's a single-piece integrated receiver that gives me AR-15 ergonomics, which is what I'm most used to. The barrels are about as easy to replace as the barrels of a general-purpose AR-15. You take off the handguard, there's a barrel and a barrel nut, you yank it off, put it on. The bolt has very short lift. It's a 45-degree bolt. It's very easy to use and it's very fast. Despite the gun being light, the stock folds. The butt pad, this is a larger, softer butt pad than original, but it's still made by Q. The length of pull is adjustable. The cheek piece goes up and down. The stock folds. The bolt's easy to pull out if there's anything I need to do with it. The bolt is complicated. It is theoretically a weakness, I guess, but as far as I'm concerned, it's mostly a strength. Why? All of the trigger that's in the receiver is just basically a single-piece trigger. The sear and everything, it's all in there. If I want redundancy, if I want safety, all I need is one more bolt assembly. If something goes down, I pull it out, swap out to another bolt assembly, send the broken one to Q, tell them some uncomplimentary things. To date, I have had exactly 0 problems with this bolt assembly. And to give you an idea how much I've shot this gun over the years, I think I'm pretty close to wearing out this barrel. And wearing out a 308 barrel is not so simple. So that just should give you an idea of how much mileage I have with this gun and how used I am to this gun. The way the handguard works, it's not an M-lock, although you see these rectangular slots. It's something called Q-cert. They came up with their own way of attaching stuff to it. That, you know, if there are a few accessories for it, enough for me. They say it's stronger than M-lock. Looking at it, I suspect that they are right. From an engineering standpoint, it's a well-conceived attachment system. There is a direct adapter for an Atlas bipod, which is what I have on here. The lever on it is not from Atlas, from its company called Defy Technologies, I think, something like that. I really like this thing. Makes it much easier to tighten and loosen. The bipod, I have a couple of these bipods. Both of them have this lever. Quite happy with it. It's one of those simple, stupid things, right? It sounds simple. It's a simple idea, but somebody had to think of it. And it works really, really nicely. I could not be happy. It really made a big difference in how easy it is for me to adjust the bipod tension without having to adjust my shooting position. So in that regard, it really, really works nicely for me. The gun takes conventional AR-10 magazines. This is a PMag. I have some Lancers, have some others, Knight's Armament, whatever. If it was a pure competition gun, probably would have been better to go with AICS or something like that. This is a general purpose bolt gun. These magazines are cheap. There is a ton of them. There are different capacities. They're easy to get. For general purpose bolt gun, this is a good option. I know there was a big hoopla. A bunch of people didn't like the gun because of this, but for me it works great. I have a ton of them, all preloaded and working just fine. If you need some sort of accessories that require a Picatinny Rail, Q has Picatinny Rail sections you can position anywhere in a handguard. I occasionally use it for a couple of different things, and I have the QD sling thing on it. Seems to work well for me. I learned to do something like this. I need something here, stop for my thumb. For some reason, when I shoot standing, sitting, etc., and I get my hand out forward, it's just in the right spot. So I don't really use it so much as a Picatinny Rail, other than for the QD sling socket. But I mostly use it as a thumb stop, as weird as that may sound. Okay. The safety is ambidextrous. It's basically a radiant safety, so for anybody who's used an AR-15, it's a very natural thing to use. The optic on it, unsurprisingly, is a Tangent Theta TT315M, 3 to 15 by 50 rifle scope with a 30mm tube. This is also a fairly early model. I don't think they've changed at all since I started making them. With a Gen 2 XR reticle. I considered getting Gen 3 XR. They have them now, but I don't know. I like the Gen 3 XR in my 5 to 25 Tangent, but I'm so used to this guy that I don't know. Maybe I'm getting sentimental in my old age. It sits in an odd mount altogether. I think don't know how many times I've taken it off, but basically I once did an experiment on how well this mount comes back to zero, and with my shooting skills, which admittedly are not awesome, with my shooting skills I cannot tell any sort of a difference one way or the other. Okay. Anyhow, that's more or less it on the fix. If you guys have any questions, you know where to find me. And thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.